Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Kate Mercy. Today we are going to be creating this it was supposed to be soft glam. I think it went a little more smoky glam, but that's okay. This glam makeup tutorial for Valentine's Day. Our special guest today is the Nudie number 2 palette. So if this is something that you are interested in, then keep watching. Okay, so as you saw in the intro, we are going to be doing a soft glam Valentine's Day look using the Nudie number 2 palette by Laura Lee Los Angeles. I've used this palette once and the look that I created I really enjoyed. Today we're going to be playing with a couple of different colors. To start, we're going to go ahead and put this pink sparkly shade here called Blushing all throughout the crease as well as a little bit above the crease. To do that, we are going to be using my Blinged Brushes E2 brush. Now that we have that pink shade blushing down, we're going to go ahead into this darker plum color. It's not pulling very well on camera, but it is a deeper plum purple, and that's in the shade Risque. We're going to tap that into our outer corner and then very carefully blend it right into the crease, trying not to go above. I prefer packing motions when doing these types of things, so that I can get all of the color payoff that I want, and then I can gently blend as needed. And then like really just pushing that very firmly, without hurting yourself of course, into my eyelid to drag it into the crease to create depth. And now using some concealer, we're going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear today and a flat synthetic brush. This is the JH41. We're going to carve out just the first 2/3 of our lid. So when I swipe, I have to just be very careful because it can go above and beyond where I'm trying to place the product. So if you see me doing a lot of tapping motions, that's why. I'm not precise. I also have hooded eyelids, but we can fix all of it later. So do not fret, my friends, do not fret. Now that our crease is cut, I'm just gonna go in with my NYX glitter glue, or glitter primer, excuse me, so that when we lay down that shimmer, it really pops. And this I'm just putting in all the places that I put that concealer. Some folks might have skipped concealer and just gone in with the NYX glitter glue, and that is absolutely fine. I just prefer to like know exactly where I'm putting it, and then sometimes I find that if I indeed don't put down concealer, it kind of becomes muddy, and I don't, obviously, I'm not going for the muddy look. And now using another pretty flat, non-synthetic brush, I'm going to go in with this shade right here called Cheeky and just put that where we placed our primer. I think that looks really pretty, but I'm going to just go back into this pink shade here, Blushing, because I think it got a little lost, and I perhaps did not put it up high enough, so we're just going to go back into that to re-intensify it and make sure that her presence is known. I hold my brush at the end like this because I don't want to pack on too much pigment at once, causing it to like stick in one spot. I haven't had this issue with this palette, it just historically I find that when I'm blending out shadows, especially as like trying to make everything come together, if I hold the brush at the end, I don't get as much direct pigment and I feel better about the look as a whole. And then just as a last step, I want to just bring back that Risque color a little bit because that got a little bit lost as well while we were doing our makeup. Don't worry too much about making a mess out of the shade Risque if you happen to be following along, because quite frankly, we are going to do our face right after this, and we'll be able to clean it all up. That is personally why I prefer to do my eyes first, so that if I do make a mistake, I don't feel like my makeup is ruined and consequently my day is ruined because I'm dramatic. I feel like I can recover it once I do my face. Alright, I'm gonna go finish up the rest of my makeup and then we will do the lower lash line. For my waterline, I am just gonna go in with the shade Crybaby. I hate doing this on camera, so I'm gonna spare myself that, but then I'll be back to put on some shadow on the lower lash line. Okay, so for the lower lash line, I'm going to take this shade Risque here and bring it to the first third, right under that liner. I really like the way this liner looks with this look, by the way. However, I need to tilt my mirror so you guys can see what I'm doing. Drag that in actually a little further, but I used the majority of the product on the outer part of my eye, and I'll clean that up. It gives like a nice, pretend I didn't mess that up, but it gives like a nice gradient effect. For highlight today, I am going into my Jaclyn Hill The Flash palette. I don't think this is any longer available. However, if I can find it for, even if it's used at a cost-effective price, I will happily link it down below. And to put that on, I'm going to go in with my F25 from Bling brushes. I'm going in here with the shade Gleam. Of course, you don't have to use this highlighter. You can use any highlighter. I just really enjoy this formula. I think that it's a beautiful light veil of highlight. I'm gonna go ahead and do my lips off camera and I'll be right back yet again. And this is the final makeup look. I feel like it's a nice soft glam. I think the lips take it from soft glam to glam glam. So that was my mistake, but I really have been loving this gradient look lately. I see Jackie Aina do it, I see Ohema do it, and I've seen Yuki doing it recently. So, and I just feel like they look so stunning. I look a little dramatic. Probably because they have a beautiful skin tone and I have the flavor Caucasian in Hellmann's mayonnaise, so that could be it. However, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe down below to my channel. If you don't follow Laura Lee Los Angeles here on YouTube, I would suggest you do. I really enjoy her content. I think she's funny, I think she's down to earth, and I think she's quirky. If this is a palette that you've been thinking about getting but aren't sure, I would strongly encourage you to go ahead and take the plunge. There is a code, and I'll leave it down below, LLA20. You can save 20% off. I did get a bundle as well as her glazed kit, so I spent a little bit more money, but this really is not a super expensive palette as far as on that gradient of luxury slash cost effective. I feel like it's somewhere in the middle, and then with 20% off, I feel like it's comparable to some of those palettes we're seeing now at the drugstore, which always boggles my mind. It's like the whole point of coming here is for a cost-effective option, not so I can pay $10 less for a palette, you know what I mean? I digress. I really enjoyed this palette. Both looks that I've created with it so far, I've really enjoyed. I'm looking forward to doing a more neutral look with it in the future. So if you have any other ideas of Valentine's Day inspired makeup that you would like for me to try, or that you have tried and you have loved, please leave them down below because I am happy to hear them. As always, please stay happy, stay healthy, and stay blessed, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!